Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
Hi everybody, welcome to the garage. And strangely enough, Pete, can you smell
Petrol?
petrol?
Yes, I can.
I mean, it's not unusual in a garage to smell sort of petrol fumes, but I'm not used to this. I'll have to, when we conclude our court of public opinion and go into recess, I will have to have a little look under some of the cars and see if I ain't sprung a leak somewhere. I hope I haven't. Not a good idea, because I've got battery chargers and things like that on the ground, and you don't know. Anyway, it's not going to blow up now, is it, Pete?
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not. God, no. We've got a hot day. We're recording Monday and Tuesday's program on Sunday, where I think we've got about a 36-degree day.
That was what they said.
Yeah, well, I don't mind it, really.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
We haven't had very many hot days, Pete.
No, we've been lucky this year, for sure.
Anyway, Peter Clayton's behind the camera, rejoicing and very happy about the success of his song, The Sweetest Ride. It's going well, isn't it?
I'm getting a very, very good response from America, yes.
We'll have to get it in the Friday show, because that's not vision, but that's sound. Anyway, you'll hear more of it, I'm sure. Just needs to be in the top 10. I don't know if we in Australia have a top 10 anymore. I lose track of what the music stations are doing. I do know that the RBA meets today, Monday, to decide what the interest rate announcement is going to be tomorrow. Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? The interest rates are going to be on hold, and probably for all of the year, with maybe a cut towards Christmas. I mean, I've heard some people say 2 or 3 cuts. I don't believe that, because you'll just undo the work that has been done by the Reserve Bank. Historically, where we're at the moment, which is 4.35% interest rates, that's pretty low. It really is pretty low. Not as low as 0.1%, of course, but that was an emergency. Did anyone imagine they were going to stay there? Would you run out and borrow money on the basis that 0.1% was the interest rates for the future? Anyway, mostly the average, if you look at it over time, the interest rates in Australia are between 5 and 7%. Anything under that, that's party time. So I'd put 4.35? I'd put that at party time. Cancer Day on Sunday, yesterday, all very worthwhile. Friday, this coming Friday, is Pizza Day. Did you know that, Pete?
No, I didn't.
Pizza Day. Pizza Day. Who works out these days, I wonder, allocates them? And with what authority? And to what benefit? I mean, do people go out and buy more pizzas because it's Pizza Day? I have no idea. And don't forget, it's Lunar New Year next weekend. Chinese New Year. Yum yum. More like yum yum cha. I love Chinese food. Just love it. I love it. Another month of record real estate prices and share prices too, interestingly enough. Tech stocks. Amazing. Meta. The people who own, they're the people who own Facebook, to whom we are posting this very program on this very day, and you are looking at it. And that's sort of being bounced around because Andy Martin takes a podcast off that, but Meta is up 20% in one day. 20% in one day. And a big jump in Amazon as well. I don't know what's driving it. Anyway, it's unbridled optimism or something. This is interesting. Victoria has the best beaches. Never heard of such a thing. Victoria has the best beaches forever. New South Wales and Queensland have been acknowledged as having the best beaches possibly in the world. Except last year, when a little beach that I'd never heard of on Kangaroo Island here in South Australia was named internationally with great fanfare as the best beach in the world. But Victoria? I don't know who makes those pronouncements or judgments either. You're probably much better travelled than me. I like sticking close to home. So next Friday I thought, maybe if you got a moment and you are well travelled, you might ring me Friday morning at the dining room table, jeremycordeaux.com, and tell me what you think is the best beach in the world. Maybe you don't care, maybe you do, I don't know. But it wouldn't be a bad job, would it? You go and travel the world and find the best beaches in the world. Be a fabulous job. jeremycordeaux.com, Friday morning. I'll give you the phone number. It's I learnt it, 0491 65 68 60. It's a good number. 0491 65 68 60. Call us on Friday morning. Well, Victoria might have the best beach, or the best beaches, but we have the best pub in the world. I've seen this before. It's not the first time that the Watervale Hotel, Southern Vale's Coromandel Valley, I think, have you been there, Pete?
Not to that hotel, no.
Well, I think we all should go. I mean, how the hell would you judge? It'd be a hell of a pub crawl, wouldn't it? How would you judge the best hotel in the world? I'd like that job. Watervale, the Watervale Hotel. Keep it in mind. I'll tell you who we'll have on the show on Friday. Professor Joel Pearson. Now, he has written a book. I really want to talk to him. The book is called Gut Feeling. How to make decisions using your intuition. Now, too many of us, when we're confronted with a decision to make, probably overthink it, spend too much time analysing. Gut feeling. I don't know. Pete, do you rely on gut feeling?
Yeah, a little bit too much, I think.
Well, I'm afraid I do too. I mean, things either feel right or they feel wrong. Anyway, he's written a whole book on it. I'm not sure what time. I've got to line that up, but join me next Friday from 9 o'clock, 3 hours, live streaming. Now, you might remember Jim Elder came on the show a few weeks back. I didn't know, but there was such a good response from his point of view. He was talking about how he was looking for, how he looked for and how he found paintings for his famous auctions. There are 3 every year. Anyway, out of the blue, he rings me up and says, last week, I think it was Thursday, he said, "Can I advertise on the show?" And I said, "Well, yes, of course you can. Of course you can." So let me tell you that Jim Elder, Fine Art Gallery, is a sponsor. He's calling for entries in their forthcoming March and April auctions, Australian and international paintings. Jim will organise for you a no-obligation, free appraisal of what you may think is a huge, and who knows, it probably is. Anyway, find out. An obligation-free appraisal of a painting that you may have on your wall or in your wherever. Now, he's looking for noted Australian and international artists. You see, I wouldn't know if I had a painting on the wall, or worse still, in the attic or the cellar. I wish I had an attic, actually. It'd be good fun to have an attic. Anyway, that painting could be worth thousands, or having found out that it's worth a lot of money, you might just move it into a place of pride. Or, of course, you could sell it. No harm in finding out. Jim and Helen Elder, E-L-D-E-R. Their beautiful art gallery is at 106 Melbourne Street, North Adelaide. They're open from 10 till 5, Monday to Friday. And all you need to do is to call. I'll give you the two numbers. This is the number for the gallery. This is 8267 2868. 8267 2868. Or you can call Jim. I'll even give you his mobile phone number, his private phone number. It's 0417 8111 84. 0417 811184. And just to whet your appetite, I'll tell you that in the December auction, he told me that somebody's Hans Heisen brought $28,488. And it hadn't been seen for years. But there you go. Somebody said, I'll get Jim to have a look at it and tell me what it's worth. Think about it. Jim Elder. And we'll be talking about Jim in various programs as we move forward. Animal support, I know Pete feels strongly about this as I do. Animals aboard that live sheep export ship ordered back from the Middle East because of terrorist attacks on shipping still hangs in the balance. Nobody quite knows what's going to happen. They've taken some of the animals off. This is unbelievable. And it's unacceptable. It's a disgrace. No, you're right. What are we doing? A civilized society like ours, subjecting animals to this sort of thing. Why? And they're talking about just taking those that they haven't taken off the ship, sending them back to the Middle East.
To be killed at the end of it.
To be horribly killed. Horribly killed at the end of it.
Yeah.
The government's recall of Parliament, let's talk about that. The government's recall of Parliament early, you know about this, I mentioned it to you last week, at a cost of $500,000 to discuss the cost of living crisis. What hypocrites. Hypocrites. Every 6 months, the government puts up the excise on booze, cigarettes, and it all happens today. Petrol and diesel go up again. That's going to put 2 or 3 or 4 cents on every litre that you buy at the service station. Other governments have cut excise. Other governments have suspended excise. So, Albo, I tell you what, if you want to help with the cost of living, skip the price hikes that you applied today. They're applied every 6 months. He doesn't have to do it. They're flush with money, our money. And on the Prime Minister's tax backflip, some facts I think that are worth repeating. First, it was never about giving any group money. Never. Tax cuts are about not taking money. A subtle difference. Also, we're talking about stage 3. Now, being fairer to lower income earners. Well, that's the spin. The truth is, they got their tax relief with stages 1 and stage 2. Stage 1, stage 2 tax relief. Also, no one will see any benefit from any of this for about a year, despite the fancy footwork, the ducking and the weaving. The man remains a liar. And I repeat, I'm retired, I'm not talking through my pocket. The honest thing that this man could do would be to take these tax improvements, or I found a better way, to the people at the next election. That would be honourable. The Dunkley by-election will be the first test of how the community regards Labor and the Prime Minister in particular. Labor holds the seat by about 6%. It's unlikely that they'll lose it. But they'll get the message if they lose some political skin, which I predict they will. And closer to home, Peter Malinauskas, the Labor government here in South Australia, he came to power on the promise that they would put an end to ramping. You know that. And I have to tell you, we hit a record last month. Not that you'd know, because the media and the opposition don't seem to say very much, or if the opposition says much, it's not reported. But last month, the man responsible for closing the repat, yes, Peter Malinauskas, he was the health minister in the government that did great damage to our health system. Same man, we hit a record 2,960 hours of ramping. Where is the ambulance union? You remember when they turned every single ambulance in South Australia into a billboard to elect the Labor Party and damn the Liberal Party? You remember that? Where is the union now when the thing is demonstrably much worse? Mr. Premier, would you hang your head, sir? Would you apologise? Would you resign? Somehow I can't see it. Can't see it happening. I'll leave you with some dates. I hope you are having a very nice day. If it happens to be your birthday or your wedding anniversary, another year. It's quite alarming the way they flick by, I tell you. The poet Banjo Paterson, on this very day in 1941, he died at the age of 76. I don't know why they called him Banjo. I love the sound of a banjo. A banjo, yeah. Banjo Paterson. Skippy the Bush Kangaroo debuted on Australian television on this day in 1968. Patricia Hearst, 19-year-old newspaper heiress, was kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army. Do you remember all of that? On this very day in 1974, she surrendered to FBI agents 19 months after. Oh, I don't know whether it was Stockholm Syndrome or what it was, but she seemed to find they were quite attractive in the end. I wonder what happened to Patricia Hearst. Leo Macleay, I like this one. Leo Macleay resigned as Speaker of the House of Representatives, Labor man, after his $65,000 compensation payout due to a bicycle accident. He was riding, 1993 was the year, this was the day. He was riding his bicycle around Parliament House. Now, I don't know, they called him forever and a day, they called him Leaping Leo. Anyways, he falls off his bike and we pay $65,000. Gee. Bob Marley was born in Jamaica in 1945. Klaus Barbie expelled from Bolivia to French Guiana. Arrested, brought to France, charged with 8 counts of crimes against humanity. He was known as the Butcher of Lyon. Yeah, in 1983 on this day, astronaut Alan Shepard hits 2 golf balls on the surface of the moon during the Apollo 14 mission. 1971 was the year, this was the day. Kaiser, My Fair Lady's Seamless Stockings. 1959. Can people still buy stockings today? Well, I don't know. Pete? But people have pantyhose, don't they?
Well, I suppose, I don't know, but a lot of women don't wear dresses anymore. They wear slacks.
Maybe they don't wear pantyhose. Maybe they don't wear stockings. I don't know. Anyway, Kaiser, My Fair Lady's Seamless Stockings, 12 shillings and 11 pence in Adelaide on this day. Goodbye, 1959. Omar Sharif got married in 1955. The Duke of Beaufort died, 83. Once said he spent 4,000 days of his life fox hunting. Well, that's nothing to be proud of, I wouldn't think. 1984. I think I'd be barracking for the foxes. I don't have anything against dukes, but what else? Red Buttons was born in New York City, 1919. Lee Marvin got married in 1952. Richie Benaud made his last cricket appearance in 1964. Eat a coleslaw dressing on this day in 1973 here in Adelaide. The 12-ounce jar was 37 cents. I've no idea why I have a note of that. Just in case you're interested. Thank you very much for viewing the Court of Public Opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. Peter Clayton and I will be back tomorrow in the garage. Believe in yourself, and goodbye for now.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.